Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Coca, and in this video we're looking at part B of the first experiment. So in part B we're looking at the SN1 reaction. So we're going to be using 10 alkyl halides. We're going to add 1 milliliter of silver nitrate, 1% solution of silver nitrate in ethanol. And we're going to record how long it takes each alkyl halide to react. So you're going to take 10 test tubes, you're going to label them 1 through 10 with a wax pencil, and then you're going to grab each of these test tubes to it. You're going to add 1 milliliter of silver nitrate in ethanol. So here is the reagent bottle. I already have added 1 milliliter to each of these test tubes. And then we're going to proceed to add the different alkyl halides one at a time to each of these test tubes. We're going to add 1 milliliter of each alkyl halide. So I'm going to start with 2-bromobutane. So this is a secondary alkyl halide. And we're going to add approximately 1 milliliter. So to do that, we're going to use one of these transfer pipettes. So you can really be accurate if you want to with a graduated cylinder perhaps, or even a graduated pipette. But for this experiment, it actually doesn't make that much of a difference. You can be off a little bit and it won't matter. So it's more of a qualitative experiment. So this is approximately 1 milliliter in that pipette. So the mark is around there. And we're going to add to one of these test tubes, which already has 1 milliliter of silver nitrate and ethanol. So we're going to add dropwise this solution. And then you're going to shake it up, and you can perhaps see a little bit of precipitate forming, and a little bit more. And so I would say probably within about maybe 5 to 10 seconds, so let's call it 10 seconds, we form a pretty substantial precipitate in this test tube. So 1-bromobutane reacts fairly fast in the SN1 reaction. So let's see what happens when we use a primary alkyl halide. So we're going to use a different test tube. Again, notice it's clear. This is 1 milliliter of silver nitrate in ethanol. To it, we're going to add a primary alkyl halide, 1-bromobutane. We're going to add about 1 milliliter. We're going to add that slowly. And probably it's a good idea to shake it up a little bit to dissolve the two reagents together. And you can see that this solution remains pretty clear up to this point. So the point of the experiment is to sort of wait until you see a precipitate. So you want to wait approximately 5 minutes. And then record when you do form a precipitate. If you don't form a precipitate, you eventually want to transfer your mixture to that hot water bath there. It should be at 100 degrees. And you want to record within a minute whether, well, you want to heat it for a minute, let it cool, and then observe whether you do form a precipitate or not. If it doesn't form precipitate, you would also record that. So this is our solution now. So this is 1-bromobutane. You can see that it forms a little bit of precipitate. It is not quite as strong or as much of a precipitate as we had before for the 2-bromobutane, and it certainly did not form as fast. So I would say maybe within about maybe 40 seconds or so, roughly, it formed a precipitate. And so you want to record that in your notebook. So the rest of these results are going to be sent out to you by your lab instructor, so you'll be able to write your lab report.